Buddhism is a path of practice and spiritual development. It helps us to find deep understanding. It shows us the way to develop qualities like wisdom and kindness. The teachings of Buddhism began with a man named Siddhartha Gautama. He lived in India over 2,500 years ago. He became known as the Buddha, which means the awakened one. He was not a god, but a human being who found a way to end suffering. He shared his understanding with everyone. The Buddha saw that all beings experience suffering. This is a natural part of life. But he also saw that we do not have to be trapped by suffering. There is a way to be free from it. This understanding is very important. It is the start of the path. The Buddha taught that the cause of suffering often comes from our own minds. It comes from our cravings, our anger, and our misunderstandings. When we see this clearly, we can begin to change. The Buddha offered a path to end suffering. This path is called the Four Noble Truths. The first truth is that suffering exists. The second truth is that suffering has a cause. The third truth is that suffering can end. The fourth truth is the path to end suffering. This path is practical. It is something we can all walk. It is not just a belief, but a way of living each day. This way of living is called the Noble Eightfold Path. It includes right understanding and right thought. It includes right speech and right action. It includes right livelihood and right effort. It also includes right mindfulness and right concentration. These are not steps to follow one after another. They are aspects of life to cultivate together. They help us to live with awareness and compassion. This is the foundation upon which Zen Buddhism also rests. Zen is a special school within the larger tradition of Buddhism. It's part of Mahayana Buddhism, which means the great vehicle. This vehicle carries many beings to awakening. Zen emphasizes direct experience of our true nature. It teaches that awakening does not come only from studying texts. It comes from looking deeply within ourselves. Zen invites us to discover the Buddha nature that is already inside each one of us. This is a very direct and personal path. The word Zen comes from the Japanese pronunciation of the Chinese word Chan. Chan itself comes from the Sanskrit word dhyana. Dhyana means meditation or concentration. So Zen is the meditation school of Buddhism. Meditation is very central to Zen practice. It is the main tool for looking inward. Through meditation, we learn to quiet the busy mind. We learn to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This helps us to see things as they truly are. Zen Buddhism does not rely heavily on complex rituals or doctrines. It prefers simplicity and directness. The teachings are often passed down from teacher to student. This transmission is very important. It is a living connection. The teacher guides the student, but the student must do the work of looking inward. Zen often uses stories, poems, and paradoxical questions. These help to shake up our usual ways of thinking. They point directly to the truth. The heart of Zen is the understanding that enlightenment is here and now. It is not something to achieve in a distant future. It is not something found outside of ourselves. Our true awakened mind is always present. We just need to recognize it. Zen practice helps us to remove the clouds of confusion so we can see the clear sky of our own being. This is the simple and profound invitation of Zen. The story of Zen often begins with a monk named Bodhidharma. He's a very important figure in Zen history. It is said that he traveled from India to China. This was around the 5th or 6th century. He brought the dhyana teachings, the meditation practice, to China. He found that Buddhism in China at that time focused much on scriptures. People were studying many texts. Bodhidharma emphasized direct experience more than just reading words about it. Bodhidharma is known for his teaching of a special transmission outside the scriptures. This means that the deepest truth cannot always be found in books. It is passed from mind to mind, from heart to heart. He taught that we should not depend only on words and letters. We should point directly to the human mind. We should see our own nature and become a Buddha. This was a fresh and powerful message for many people. It challenged some existing ways of practice. Legend says that Bodhidharma arrived at the Shaolin temple in China. He saw that the monks there were physically weak from too much sitting, so he taught them exercises to strengthen their bodies. These exercises are said to be the beginning of Shaolin martial arts. He also spent many years meditating in a cave. He faced a wall, sitting in silence. This showed his deep commitment to meditation. His dedication inspired many. Through Bodhidharma's efforts, Chan Buddhism began to take root in China. It blended with Chinese culture, especially Taoism. This created a unique form of Buddhism. Chan masters emphasized simplicity and living in harmony with nature. They taught that everyday life is the place for practice. Chopping wood and carrying water can be Zen practice. This practical approach made Chan accessible to many people. It became a strong and vibrant tradition. After Bodhidharma, Chan Buddhism flourished in China. Many great masters appeared during the Tang dynasty. This was a golden age for Chan. These masters developed unique teaching methods. They used stories, dialogues, and even shouts or silence. These methods were designed to help students break through their conceptual thinking. They wanted students to have a direct glimpse of their true nature. The teachings were often very lively and spontaneous. This period produced many of the koans that are still used today. From China, Chan Buddhism spread to other countries in East Asia. It was introduced to Korea, where it became known as Seon. Korean Seon also developed its own unique characteristics. It has a strong tradition of monastic practice and meditation retreats. Many dedicated practitioners have kept the Seon lineage alive through centuries. The emphasis on direct experience and simple living resonated deeply with the Korean spirit. It continues to be an important part of Korean spiritual life. Chan Buddhism also traveled to Japan. It was introduced several times, but it truly took root in the 12th and 13th centuries. Two main schools of Zen emerged in Japan, Rinzai and Soto. Eisai is credited with bringing Rinzai Zen to Japan. Dogen is known as the founder of Soto Zen in Japan. Rinzai Zen often uses koans to challenge the mind. Soto Zen emphasizes shikantaza, or just sitting meditation. Both schools became very influential. In Japan, Zen had a profound impact on the culture. It influenced art, poetry, calligraphy, and the tea ceremony. It also shaped the way of the samurai, the warrior class. The principles of mindfulness, simplicity, and discipline found in Zen were highly valued. Zen gardens, with their careful arrangement of rocks and sand, became famous. They are places of quiet contemplation. Zen aesthetics continue to inspire people around the world with their beauty and depth. Section 5. The core of practice, Zazen, the art of sitting. The heart of Zen practice is Zazen. Zazen means seated meditation. It is the most fundamental discipline in Zen. When we practice Zazen, we sit still. We sit in a stable and balanced posture. This posture helps to calm the body and mind. We can sit on a cushion on the floor, or we can sit on a chair if that is more comfortable. The important thing is to keep the spine straight. This allows energy to flow freely. During Zazen, we pay attention to our breath. We breathe naturally in and out. We can count our breaths to help focus the mind, or we can simply be aware of the sensation of breathing. The breath is an anchor for our attention. It brings us back to the present moment. When thoughts arise, we acknowledge them. Then we gently return our focus to the breath. We do not fight with our thoughts. We do not try to stop them. We just observe them. There are different approaches to Zazen in Soto Zen. The practice is often called shikantaza. This means just sitting. We sit with open awareness, without a specific object of focus. We are simply present with whatever arises in our experience. In Rinzai Zen, students may work on koans during Zazen. A koan is a paradoxical story or question. The student holds the koan in their mind. This helps to cut through ordinary thinking. It leads to deeper insight. The goal of Zazen is not to achieve some special state. It is not to escape from reality. The goal is to be fully present with reality as it is. Through Zazen, our mind becomes calm and clear. Like still water, it can reflect the truth. We begin to see our own true nature. We see the interconnectedness of all things. Zazen is a practice for a lifetime. It helps us to cultivate peace, wisdom, and compassion in our daily lives. Section 6. Living each moment, mindfulness in everyday Zen. Mindfulness is a key principle in Zen Buddhism. It means paying attention to the present moment. We pay attention with intention and without judgment. It is not just something we do during formal meditation. Zen teaches us to bring mindfulness into every activity of our lives. When we are walking, we are mindful of walking. When we are eating, we are mindful of eating. When we are working, we are mindful of working. Every moment becomes an opportunity for practice. Living fully in the present moment is very important in Zen. Often our minds are lost in the past. We may regret things we did or did not do, or our minds wander into the future. We worry about what might happen. We make plans and have expectations. When our mind is not in the present, we miss life itself. Life is only available in the here and now. Zen practice helps us to come back to the present moment. This is where we can find peace and joy. To live in the present, we learn to let go. We let go of our attachments to past regrets. We let go of our anxieties about the future. This does not mean we forget the past or ignore the future. We learn from the past. We make preparations for the future, but we do not get stuck there. Our true home is the present moment. When we are truly present, we can appreciate the wonders of life. We can see the blue sky. We can hear the birds sing. Mindfulness also helps us to see our habits of mind. We see how our thoughts and emotions arise. We learn not to be carried away by them. We can observe them with clarity and understanding. This gives us more freedom. We can choose how to respond to situations. Instead of reacting automatically, we can act with wisdom and compassion. Mindfulness is a path to transformation. It helps us to live each moment of our lives deeply and meaningfully. Section 7, Beyond Words, Koans and the Teacher's Guidance. In some schools of Zen, especially Rinzai Zen, koans are an important tool. A koan is a story, a dialogue, or a question. It often seems paradoxical or illogical. For example, a famous koan is, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" Another is, "What was your original face before your parents were born?" These are not riddles to be solved with the intellect. They cannot be understood through ordinary thinking. They challenge our usual ways of perceiving reality. The purpose of a koan is to help us break through our conceptual mind. Our mind is often full of ideas, opinions, and judgments. These concepts can create a barrier between us and direct experience. A koan pushes the mind to its limits. It creates a sense of doubt or inquiry. By struggling with a koan, the student can exhaust the rational mind. This can lead to a sudden opening, a moment of insight. This insight is often called kensho or satori, a glimpse of one's true nature. Working with a koan usually happens with the guidance of a Zen teacher. The student presents their understanding of the koan to the teacher. This often happens in a private interview called dokusan or sanzen. The teacher's role is crucial. The teacher can see if the student's understanding is genuine. The teacher can guide the student and encourage them. This master-student relationship is a very ancient and respected part of Zen practice. It ensures the authentic transmission of the teachings. Another key idea in Zen is direct pointing to the mind. This means that truth is not found in theories or scriptures alone. It is found by looking directly into our own mind, our own heart. Koans are one way of direct pointing. The actions of a Zen master can also be direct pointing. A shout, a gesture, or even silence can be a teaching. These methods go beyond words. They aim to awaken the student to the reality that is already present within them. Section 8. Zen's unique flavor, how it differs within Buddhism. Zen Buddhism shares the core teachings of all Buddhist schools. These include the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. However, Zen has its own unique characteristics and emphasis. One major distinction is its strong focus on direct experience. While other Buddhist traditions value scriptures and scholarly study, Zen often says that enlightenment comes from personal realization. It is not enough to read about the moon. Zen encourages us to look directly at the moon itself. This is the heart of seeing one's true nature. Compared to some other forms of Buddhism, Zen often appears simpler in its outward forms. Many Zen temples and practice centers have a minimalist aesthetic. Rituals in Zen are often very straightforward and unadorned. While some Buddhist traditions have rich pantheons of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Zen tends to focus more on the Buddha nature within each individual. The historical Buddha is respected as a guide, but the ultimate goal is to realize one's own Buddhahood. This makes the practice very personal and immediate. The path to enlightenment is also described differently in some Zen schools. For example, the Rinzai school of Zen often speaks of sudden awakening, kensho or satori. This is a direct and often unexpected breakthrough into understanding. The Soto school, while not denying sudden insight, emphasizes gradual cultivation through consistent Zazen practice. Other Buddhist paths might describe a more step-by-step progression through various stages of spiritual development. Zen highlights the possibility of awakening in this very moment, in this very life. Furthermore, Zen places a strong emphasis on the integration of practice into daily life. The famous saying, "everyday life is the way," captures this spirit. Activities like cooking, cleaning, or gardening are seen as opportunities for Zen practice. This is different from traditions that might place more emphasis on monastic seclusion or specific periods of intensive retreat. While Zen also has monasteries and retreats, the ultimate aim is to live with awakened awareness in all circumstances, not just on the meditation cushion. This practicality is a hallmark of Zen. Section 9, Zen Today, a light for the modern world. Zen Buddhism, with its ancient roots, continues to offer profound wisdom for our modern times. In the 20th century, Zen began to spread significantly to Western countries. Teachers from Japan, China, Korea, and Vietnam brought these practices to new audiences. Many people in the West were drawn to Zen's emphasis on direct experience, mindfulness, and its psychological insights. It resonated with those seeking a spiritual path that was not heavily reliant on dogma, but on personal inquiry and practice. The influence of Zen can be seen in many areas of modern life. Its principles have informed psychology, particularly in therapies like mindfulness-based stress reduction (MBSR). The practice of mindfulness, central to Zen, is now widely recognized for its benefits in reducing stress, improving focus, and fostering emotional balance. Zen has also inspired artists, writers, and poets. Its aesthetics of simplicity, naturalness, and asymmetry have had a lasting impact on design and creative expression. The quiet beauty of a Zen garden can touch many hearts. In a world that is often fast-paced, noisy, and filled with distractions, Zen offers a path to inner peace and clarity. The practice of Zazen helps us to quiet the mind and find a space of stillness within. The cultivation of mindfulness allows us to be more present and engaged with our lives, rather than being carried away by worries and anxieties. Zen teaches us to appreciate the simple things and to find joy in the ordinary moments. These teachings are very relevant to the challenges we face today. The core message of Zen is that awakening and freedom are possible for everyone. It is not dependent on culture, background, or belief. It is about looking deeply into our own experience and discovering the inherent wisdom and compassion that lie within. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, the timeless practices of Zen Buddhism can serve as a valuable guide. They help us to cultivate a calm mind, an open heart, and a way of living that brings benefit to ourselves and to all beings.